Thanks to those watching remotely for joining us for today's update. My name is Breton Murphy, and I'm the Managing Director of Corporate Communications for the Halifax Regional Municipality. Today, we will have remarks from Mayor Mike Savage, followed by our CAO, Jacques Dubé. I'll then open the floor to questions from media, and we'll conclude with some final words from Mayor Savage. Mayor Savage, over to you.
Thank you very much, Breton, and we're happy to be with you. Thank you for joining us today. We wanted to make sure we provided the media and public an opportunity to hear from us in advance of the coming long weekend, a time when we would normally be enjoying the outdoors and spending time with friends and family. And to let you know, we are observing social distancing here through this press conference and following all the rules that Dr. Strang would have us follow. This is a period of religious significance for many people, whether you observe Passover or Easter, or in the coming weeks, Ramadan and other ceremonial occasions. Like many of you, I would be in church on Sunday, and I would gather with family and friends to celebrate the Easter weekend. But this weekend will be different, because it must be. I miss seeing members of my family. I miss my kids enormously. But we're all responsible for continuing to make progress against COVID-19. We simply must stay the course, and we must stay home unless absolutely necessary. We can find new ways to mark old traditions, to observe our faiths until we can celebrate together again. The province, through public health, have set the course, and we will follow the lead. We support it, and we will enforce it for everybody's benefit. To that end, police, RCMP, and our bylaw officers will continue to patrol and ticket when they find people where they should not be, in parks, beaches, sports field, or instances where people are failing to adhere to social distancing and gathering limitations. And I would encourage you strongly, instead of looking for creative ways to circumvent the rules, let's follow them. Trails that are not part of a park can be used for exercise, but only if you can walk there and observe the social distancing. Now, anybody who has questions about trails can call 311. We're also urging residents to visit halifax.ca to access up-to-date municipal information and sign up for HFX Alert, the municipality's mass notification system. Subscribers receive urgent and non-urgent notifications by phone, email, and/or text messaging. I know times are tough. Going into the COVID-19 crisis, Halifax had one of the fastest growing urban economies in the country. We will have significant recovery ahead of us, but I am confident that we have the natural and earned advantages as a city and a province to position us to recapture momentum and continue to be one of the fastest growing cities in Canada. To that end, Council has directed our Economic Development Agency, the Halifax Partnership, to focus on a recovery plan. I'm in regular contact with CEO Wendy Luther of the Partnership, and I look forward to regular reporting to Council. Now, we continue to hear heartbreaking stories of people losing employment and businesses struggling to hold on against indefinite closure. But I'm also heartened to witness the generosity of spirit and resiliency that has long characterized this part of the world. From the bookshop owner who's sending out books by bicycle, the restaurateur donating surplus food to the Dartmouth North Food Center, the clothing designer who has turned dressmaking skills to designing masks, to the 3D printer now making face shields, and local researchers joining the hunt for a solution to COVID-19. We have each other's backs in this city. It's who we are, and it's who we need to be in the days and weeks ahead. I want to stress that our council will be taking a fresh look at all of our spending commitments before we pass a new operational and capital budget. We will work to strike an appropriate balance between our need to keep vital municipal services moving, to also award economy-boosting contracts and pursue capital works, with a recognition that many of the people we serve are hurting and need our help. Household budgets and business bottom lines have been dramatically impacted throughout the region and will require a range of supports. some from us, some from the province, some from the feds, and some from financial institutions or others. We will continue our work with the Nova Scotia Federation of Municipalities and the Association of Municipal Administrators in pursuit of finding a province-wide response. I look forward to working with the president of NSFM, Pam Mood, the past president, Wei Mason from Halifax, and others. We as a city have already eliminated transit fares and parking meter fees, creating significant pressures on our revenues. But there's more that we must do. Before I turn it over to our CEO, Jacques Dubé, there's one other thing I'd like to stress, and this is on behalf of Halifax Water. For heaven's sake, stop flushing things down the toilet that don't belong there. You may have seen the pictures. If not, check them out through Halifax Water. They're pretty disgusting, and beyond that, they're dangerous and costly. No matter what packages say, wipes do not go in the toilet. Neither do disposable gloves. These things jam up sewage treatment equipment, and they can do the same in a sewer line between your home and the street. I think we can all agree that we do not want to invite a sewage backup into our homes at any time, least of all while we're stuck there. So in wrapping up, I say to you to stay home, stay strong, stay apart, but stay together as a community. We will come out on the other side, and we will get there sooner if we all do our part. Thank you all very much, and I'll ask the CAO, Jacques Dubé, to address you now. Jacques?
Thank you very much, Monsieur Mao. Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor. Merci beaucoup. Good afternoon, everyone. First of all, I want to thank the Mayor and members of Regional Council for continuing to work tirelessly to share important messages to keep residents safe. Thank you as well to our awesome staff who continue to provide vital services to keep our municipality operating through this difficult time. The municipality continues to take steps to reduce the spread of COVID-19, and we are constantly adapting to new solutions for resuming as many operational activities as possible under the circumstance. We appreciate residents' patience during this time, and most importantly, for your cooperation in helping reduce the spread of the virus. It's really a team effort, and we will get this one. We will fight this to the end. We will win. I want to start, firstly, however, by talking about the difficult topic of domestic violence. I am responsible for the Municipal Public Safety Office, and as such, I want to address this important topic. Following the public health direction to stay home is crucial, but we know that home is not always safe for everyone. Available help for women and their children takes many forms, from supportive connections and outreach over the phone, information about safety planning and resources, to provision of emergency shelter and second stage housing. In Halifax, organizations serving women continue to offer a wide range of support, guidance, and shelter to women and their children during this time. If you are experiencing domestic abuse, know that you are not alone. There's help available to you. If you're in immediate danger, call 911. If you need help or information, you can call Brian A. House. Their distress line is 902-422-7650. That's 902-422-7650. And to connect with community resources in Halifax, please call 211 or visit their website. In relation to service updates, at this time, there are no significant adjustments since our last update. We continue to focus on delivering the highest level of service that can reasonably be expected and provided during this difficult time, while continuing to take the steps to help minimize the spread of COVID-19. Moving forward, service levels will continue to be adjusted as necessary, based on available operational resources. Halifax Transit has been designated by the province of Nova Scotia as an essential service under the current provincial state of emergency and continues to operate on a reduced schedule with significant adjustments to our service model. I want to thank our employees at Halifax Transit for their courage and their collaboration as we move through this situation. To the mayor's point earlier, parks, playgrounds, sports fields, arenas, and many municipal trails remain closed. As he mentioned, some people are still not complying with these rules and have subsequently received hefty tickets. It is not the municipality's desire to hand out these tickets, but know that we will continue to do so in an effort to support and protect our residents and to fight the spread of COVID-19. So please, listen to Dr. Strang. Do not go into parks, playgrounds, sports fields, and those trails that are closed. Please continue to stay home and only leave if absolutely necessary. As with every long weekend, there will be some minor service adjustments this Easter weekend to accommodate the holiday. Please check our website to find out if any of these changes affect you. All service level adjustments are posted to our COVID-19 webpage at halifax.ca/coronavirus, and we regularly share timely updates on our Twitter account, which is at HFXGov, as well as other municipal social media channels like Facebook. I'd like to speak a little bit about our municipal budget and our state of our finances. As mentioned at our special regional council meeting last week, a number of the measures that we have taken to protect our staff and the public, as well as support businesses, has resulted in a decrease to our revenue. Bus fares from Halifax Transit alone are around $3 million a month. By adding foregone parking revenue and rent deferrals, we're seeing material changes to our budget to the tune of about $5 million a month. That is not a sustainable model going forward. Finance staff are assessing the operating and capital budget to see what can be delivered this year and what can be deferred. We are also continuing to have conversations with the province about infrastructure spending and the possibility of stimulus programs, along with conversations around deferral programs, which I will speak of in a minute. It is anticipated that we will be back with a recast budget in late May, but as with all things COVID-19 related, that timeline is subject to change. In relation to tax deferral, at last week's council meeting, we also discussed developing a plan regarding the deferral of property taxes to help businesses and individuals that have been impacted by COVID-19. We continue to work with the Nova Scotia Federation of Municipalities and the Association of Municipal Administrators of Nova Scotia on options for a tax deferral program. Our team will present a report to Regional Council for consideration on April 14th in relation to a temporary measure around deferrals. It is critical that those who can pay their taxes continue to do so in a timely fashion. Tax revenue makes up 82% of the municipality's revenue, and we spend approximately $100 million per month. And while we are financially sound, we do require a significant amount of cash flow in order to provide services, pay our vendors and suppliers, and continue with capital projects that support the economy, as the mayor mentioned. It is critical that the province support us in our tax deferral scenarios and the program that will hopefully ultimately be adopted by the province and all municipalities across Nova Scotia. This is a team effort and will require a team effort to address this going forward. In relation to staffing, as mentioned, COVID-19 has had a negative impact on our revenue streams. When something like this happens, whether you lead a business or a government administration, you have to face very difficult decisions regarding staffing. Like all administrations at this time, we are not immune to this painful reality. At this time, however, I will not be elaborating further on this matter until further decisions are made. I will now summarize my comments in French. Je vais maintenant résumer mes commentaires en français. La municipalité continue de prendre des mesures pour réduire la propagation du COVID-19 et nous nous adaptons constamment à de nouvelles solutions pour reprendre autant d'activités opérationnelles que possible dans les circonstances. Nous apprécions la patience des résidents pendant cette période et, surtout, pour votre coopération en nous aidant à réduire la propagation du virus. C'est vraiment un effort d'équipe. Je veux commencer par aborder le sujet difficile de la violence domestique. Il est crucial de suivre les directives de santé publique pour rester à la maison, mais nous savons que ce n'est pas toujours sécuritaire pour tout le monde à la maison. Si vous subissez de la violence domestique, sachez que vous n'êtes pas seul. Il y a de l'aide à votre disposition. Si vous êtes en danger immédiat, appelez le 911. Si vous avez besoin d'aide ou d'informations, vous pouvez appeler la ligne de détresse de Bryony House au 902-422-7650. C'est le 902-422-7650. Pour communiquer avec les ressources communautaires à Halifax, composez le 211 ou visite leur site Web. En ce qui a trait à nos réductions de services, notre système de transport en commun fonctionne, mais à un niveau de service réduit. Nos parcs, terrains de jeu, terrains de sport et sentiers sont fermés. Comme l'a mentionné le maire, certaines personnes ne respectent pas toujours les règles et ont par la suite reçu des grosses amendes. Continuez à rester à la maison et ne partez pas que si cela est absolument nécessaire. Tous les ajustements de niveau de service sont affichés sur notre site web halifax.ca ainsi que d'autres canaux de médias sociaux municipaux. En ce qui a trait à notre situation financière, on est en train d'évaluer le budget de fonctionnement et d'investissement pour voir ce qui peut être livré cette année et ce qui peut être remis à plus tard. Nous continuons également d'avoir des discussions avec la province au sujet des dépenses extraordinaires et le besoin de programmes de relance. Il est prévu que je reviendrai avec un budget de refonte fin mai. Nous continuons de travailler avec la Fédération des municipalités de la Nouvelle-Écosse et l'Association des administrateurs municipaux sur les options d'un programme de report de taxes foncières. Il est critique que la province nous aide à ce sujet et les discussions avec eux continuent. Je présenterai un budget et recommandations au Conseil régional le 14 mai au sujet d'un programme temporaire de report de taxes foncières. Il est essentiel que ceux qui peuvent payer leurs taxes foncières continuent de le faire. En terminant, j'exhorte tous les résidents à rester en sécurité et à suivre les ordonnances de santé publique provinciales ce long week-end. Nous passerons à travers de cette pandémie et je remercie chacun d'entre nous de faire partie de l'effort collectif qui nous y mènera. In closing, I urge all residents to stay safe and follow provincial health orders this long weekend. We will get through this, and I thank all of you for being part of the collective effort that will get us there. Merci, thank you.
Thank you, Jacques. Have we got questions, Brett?
So thank you, both of you, CAO Jacques Dubé and Mayor Savage. We have a number of media outlets on the line. I'll call upon a reporter from each media outlet who can ask one question and one follow-up question. We'll start with Samantha Long from All Nova Scotia. Samantha, what's your question?
Hi there. Yeah, I have a budget question for Mr. Dubé. I'm wondering what other measures the city is considering while it's recasting its budget. Could we see some capital projects like Hopville being delayed?
Can you repeat the question? I can't hear.
Sorry, Samantha. Could you repeat the question? Maybe just slow down a bit because we might be getting some
A little
feedback.
louder and slower, yeah.
Okay. So what other measures is the city considering while it recasts its budget? Could we see projects like Cogswell being delayed?
Didn't catch the last part, sorry.
The question is with considerations around the budget and it being, delayed a bit before making decisions, what do you see as maybe potential impacts on projects like the Cogswell redevelopment?
Thank you for that question. We're certainly looking at all aspects of the budget, including capital projects. The Cogswell project is a key project of a high priority of council and of course, staff. And we're continuing to work on Cogswell. There are a number of risk factors we're trying to work through at the moment. We don't expect to get Cogswell starting to be constructed necessarily in the short term, but we will continue to look at that and ensure that we come before council and make final decisions at the appropriate time. But at the moment, we're continuing to work through risk factors, trying to address them, and we will, at the end of the day, come back to council likely sometime early summer for further direction from council on that issue.
You have a follow-up, Samantha?
I do, yes. So I'm just wondering about once the recasted budget is ready, will there be consultation and engagement like we had done before, or how will that look?
Yeah, we will. The budget process is one that we're addressing right now. As I mentioned in my comments, we expect to come before council towards the end of May. We will certainly, all council meetings between now and then will be public and live streamed. We haven't had a discussion yet internally about how we will address the public engagement piece, but be sure that that's something we'll consider and report back very shortly. We're looking at as well all committee structures. So, certainly, as you know, committee structures allow for public involvement. So we're trying to work that out and determine what the best course of action is, not only in terms of budget committee, but also in terms of all other committees as well, to see how we can manage that through that to allow for further public engagement.
Thanks very much for your question, Samantha. I'll ask Alexander Kwan from Global News to ask a question. Alexander?
Hi, thank you. My question is to the CAO. I'm wondering if he can, walk me through using the municipality's alert system and whether they're prepared to ask the province to use their Amber Alert system, like other provinces have, to issue, warnings about going outside or staying in.
Thank you for that question. We have stood up a new system of our own called Halifax Alert, HFX Alert. People can go online and register for that. You can register your email address, your cell phone, your home phone. I know I'm registered for that, and we've used it several times in the last little while. People who are registered can get alerts. I can't speak for the province on this, but I do know they have their own system and are using it as they deem necessary. And we're actually using our own system to push out messages to the people to stay home. And we have done that, in fact, this week.
Excellent. Alexander, do you have a follow-up question?
No, thank you.
Thanks very much. Next, I'll ask Olivia Lefebvre from CBC Radio-Canada to ask a question.
Oui, bonjour. Donc, j'aimerais une réponse en français, s'il vous plaît, même si le maire savait amener à répondre. I'd like a French answer, even if Mayor Savage has to answer. Maybe Jacques, you could help him. So, my question would be, le premier ministre McNeil vise la communauté de North Preston qui vit présentement une éclosion. Est-ce que la ville compte mettre en place des mesures spécifiques dans cette communauté-là pour tenter de contrôler cette éclosion? Premier McNeil is targeting the community of North Preston, which is currently experiencing an outbreak. Does the city plan to implement specific measures in this community to try to control the outbreak?
I think I'll let Jacques speak to that one first.
Merci beaucoup pour la question. I'll answer in both in English and French. Merci pour la question. La communauté de North Preston subit un niveau élevé des personnes qui sont positifs vis-à-vis de la COVID-19. Récemment, on a coopéré avec la province, on a eu un partenariat, on a établi un partenariat à travers de notre division de sécurité publique ainsi que notre division de mesures d'urgence pour établir un centre d'analyse directement en place. C'est au centre communautaire. Je crois maintenant que c'est disponible aux résidents. On a aussi entamé un processus de communication publique utilisant des porte-paroles de la communauté pour encourager les gens à suivre les règles et les diriger vers des ressources disponibles pour justement adresser leurs besoins uniques. The question was, what are we doing in North Preston around addressing the high level of people being tested positive for the COVID-19 virus. So what we have done is through the good work of Erica Fleck, our Division Chief for Emergency Measures, and Amy Siciliano, our my public safety advisor, and others in our organization, we have partnered with the province to stand up a testing facility in the recreation facility in North Preston, a sort of a remote testing facility that will be utilized to test residents there. So we are addressing that. We've also engaged with a local individual from North Preston to help us communicate to the residents in North Preston, and that communication strategy has been launched already. So we're communicating directly to residents through one of their residents who has a high level of impact in the community. I want to thank certainly Bretton Murphy and his team, and Brett and Erica Fleck and Amy for the great work they've done on that, along with Derico Simmons and our local councillor, and certainly Lyndale Smith has also been instrumental in this. So we are moving down that road, and we've launched a special initiative in North Preston, and we'll continue to follow the province's lead in relation to establishing perhaps other remote locations as needs arise. Thank you. Merci.
Thank you. Olivier, do you have a follow-up question?
Oui, yes. Je vous demanderais, qu'est-ce que vous comptez faire pour aider les sans-abri? On voit que Toronto achète des hôtels pour les loger. Montréal en réquisitionne des hôtels pour isoler ces sans-abri, des gens d'ici. Qu'est-ce qu'on fait ici à Halifax?
Merci pour la question. On a déjà établi deux endroits où ce que les gens sans-abri peuvent y aller. Un pour les hommes, et puis une autre pour les femmes. C'est ce qu'on fait maintenant. C'est déjà en place. On travaille étroitement avec la province sur cette question-là. The question was, what are we doing to assist with homeless folks who need to be isolated, to have a place to stay during this pandemic. So we're working very closely with the province of Nova Scotia on this. We've already stood up two centers, two special homeless shelters, one for men, one for females, and that is what we've done so far. And that work continues. As we see more need arise, we will continue to work with the province and other agencies to ensure that vulnerable population is accommodated. Merci, thank you.
If I could just add something to that, it's an example of where the province and the city are working very closely together. So I've had conversations with both Minister Regan and Minister Porter, and I know that people like Denise Schofield and our staff are constantly on this issue. It's an issue of great importance to me and to many of the councillors, and we will continue to work with the province to make sure that those needs are met.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor and CEO Dubé. This concludes the media questions. And so now I'll turn things back over to Mayor Savage to say a few final words.
Well, thank you very much, Bretton. Thank you, CAO. And I also want to thank Erica Fleck, who has been leading our charge on this and working very closely with the provincial government. In closing, all I would say is that we're entering a time where we cannot afford to let up, and we have to follow the direction that we have received and which we support, I think, collectively from Dr. Robert Strang and the province, Premier McNeil, which I think is correct and is proving to be correct in Nova Scotia. As I said, there's a lot of people of faith in the community who are coming up on very important times in a church calendar. Whether you have a faith in a church, in a religion, or not, I think we all need to have faith in each other. We can do church virtually. There are other ways of connecting spiritually, but together we must have faith in each other, faith in this community, and faith in the belief that better days are ahead, because they are. But it will require the continued effort of us all, together but apart, to defeat COVID-19, and we will do it. Thank you very much.